everyone. We want to welcome you to Healthy Simplified Mind, Body, Spirit. I am Suzanne Grennan here with my wonderful host,
Mike Keenan. Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you back. We're going to do something a little bit special today. You know, we decided with the holidays coming up soon, it's that time where people get stressed out. They're running around crazy, worried. They're not, on a regular sleep cycle
Right.
because they're pushing, shopping, parties,
Yep.
and probably not eating as well as they should eat. So we decided to maybe share some ideas of what you can do.
I think it's important to give people solutions. You know, we know
right.
we state the problems, but it's not enough just to do that. We want to give you solutions, and we want to give you things that we've seen, like basically based on evidence that they work.
Oh, yeah.
But if you use them, it's like anything else. You have to use a system that's going to work well. So I kind of think of this as like a day in the life of someone who wants to stay on track and how we can help them to do that. I think that's really important.
Well, even for someone that, you're not in shape already, it's like this is your starting point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right?
that's
you
true
wake
too.
up because I guess we all have those little key things that pull us back in, whether it's those Oreo cookies in the cabinet or it's that extra piece of pie, might be that extra cocktail. So how do we control the thoughts, the cravings?
Yeah, you have to, if you come into it with a system and say, okay,
Right.
because we know on average, we kind of maybe hit on this, but I'll just mention again, on average, people will gain 10 pounds from now or just after Halloween to New Year's Eve.
Oh, for sure.
All right. And it just creeps on because, again, people aren't going home to eat. They're going out to eat. And then when they're out at a party, I don't know about you. I don't eat hors d'oeuvres every night before dinner.
No, I don't.
Yeah, most people don't.
And that's the other thing, too. It's different when you're going out to dinner, you have control over what you're going to choose.
Right.
But if you go to a party, it's you eat what's there.
And
right?
and most nights, I'm not having 2 or 3 glasses of wine either,
Right. Or
So,
desserts. Right?
Desserts, we don't, that's not something you do. You just, but when you're out, you feel compelled to do it because it's there,
Right. And you want to be social. You don't,
Exactly.
Right.
And people are, like we're going to a party and I know we're going to a party where it's going to be never ending hors d'oeuvres the whole night. And that's what do? They bring you out they're not bringing you out the lean cuts of salmon. They're giving you the hot dogs on a stick wrapped in dough, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there might be.
I love that
Well,
stuff,
you have
too.
to look for the good choices, too.
But, I'm just saying that 10 pounds comes on. So here's the thing that you have to understand about human nature. I'll say this real quick, and then we're going to get into some really good stuff. Think about Thanksgiving. You're sitting at the table. You just had a Thanksgiving meal with the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the corn and the green beans or something, and you're full. Like you say, okay, I'm done. Someone walks out with the platter of turkey and says, "Was anybody like some more turkey?" And you're like, "Oh, no, I had enough." Because why? Because protein is very satisfying, right? 10 minutes later, they walk out with pumpkin pie or apple pie, and all of a sudden, now you're hungry again.
Right.
That's not hunger. That's cravings. We're going to talk a lot about the difference between hunger and cravings in a few minutes. So that's typical human nature, to say, okay, because it's an addictive kind of thing. Sugar, right?
Oh, sugar, yeah.
Fat, salt, and sugar. You put fat, salt, and sugar on anything, you can get anybody to eat just about anything, like
That's
chicken
true.
fingers, right? So let's start with some ideas on a day in the life of what you can do to help to control those cravings that are going to be out of control and how to navigate the next 4 to 6 weeks without putting on 10 pounds.
Right. So we find, I don't know, maybe the average person will get up and have, whether it's pancakes, a bowl of cereal, what else?
Right.
A lot of items that do have sugar in them,
Right.
and a lot of them can have hidden sugar. Like you don't realize how much sugar is in cereal, like even a good cereal.
Oh, yeah.
And then, if you're having a cup of coffee and you're putting in, the flavored milk and then you're putting in sugar, like It's all those little things that creep up. It's because what is it? I think for a man it's only supposed to be like 36 grams of sugar a day. Maybe for women it's 24.
Absolutely, yeah.
So in that creamer, in that one creamer, right, you could have 3 or 4 grams right there.
Right.
Maybe even more. Cereal might be 25 grams. Right.
Well, the thing about it too is those creamers, not only are they giving you sugar, but they're giving you fat.
Yep.
And when you put the fat and the sugar together at the same time, you cause a hormonal response that puts you into a fat storing metabolism. So that's important. So what we say is, if you want coffee, have a cup of coffee and stuff like that. But if you're someone who's kind of like, I drink coffee because I'm just looking for the caffeine, I really don't enjoy coffee.
Right. You want that kickstart.
You want a kickstart. Well, we're going to give you a suggestion, okay? We have a product called Energy, right, that does have caffeine in it. It does have about as much caffeine as, I think, about an 8-ounce cup of coffee. But it also has some other things in it that your brain is really looking for, that you're looking for out of that coffee in the morning, right? You're looking for mental clarity and mental energy, right?
Yep.
So this has tyrosine in it. We're going to talk a lot about tyrosine today because it's an expensive amino acid a lot of companies won't use, but we happen to use it, okay? Tyrosine increases dopamine. Dopamine is mental clarity, mental energy, and it also increases serotonin. Serotonin is your happy hormone, right? It makes everything in the world looks that much better.
Right.
The other thing it has in here is something called quercetin, which actually pushes more oxygen into your cells, right? So again, that helps with mental energy and mental clarity.
And it has what? The green tea.
That's going to come up in the Slim Plus. Yes. This has the caffeine from this. You may have got me on that. I'm going to have to look. Why don't you talk for a second?
Well, there's yes, a little bit in there as far as the caffeine. But also the thing about the energy we want to mention is it's sustained energy. So it's not something that you're going to take like those Monster drinks and stuff like that. You're not going to get that powerful rush and then you get the crash. There's no crash.
Well, it's a time-release caffeine
Right,
is really what
right,
you were
right.
talking about. And
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. So,
But I mean, I feel it. I don't make mine even that strong because I'm sensitive anyway. But I hate to say it, like sometimes I drink this all day because I'm on my feet all day. I'm moving all day. I have to have focus all day. I cut hair, I dye hair. I have to have that vision of what I'm doing. So this has helped me immensely.
Yep. I use this in the morning. But I have my other things we're going to talk about that help to keep me going with regards to the mental energy. And if you say, well, Mike, it comes in this jar, is there any other way it comes? Just so you do know, let me grab these. They do come in sticks.
Yeah.
Okay, this is just, here we go. 2 pictures here of the sticks. We have the berry flavor and we have the orange. And
so they're very portable.
Right. And I'll say this because I'm allowed to because my son uses it. My son's been on energy since he was in high school, okay? He's not a coffee drinker. And he said, Dad, this definitely helps me with my energy and my concentration and focus in school. Now, I can't tell you to do this, but I can tell you if you go online and you want to read about it, or you want more information, I can give it to you. I have associates whose children use this who are in elementary school, and it helps them with their attention deficit. I didn't say that your doctor would recommend it, or neither do we recommend. By the way, all the products we're talking about today, let's get this right off the table.
Right off the bat.
We do not cure, treat, or prevent anything. But there are applications for some of these things that people are using it, and if you're looking for something, we can provide you with that kind of information.
Yeah, and we've just seen how a lot of these products have really helped a lot of people. They've gone off medications, they've changed their blood pressure, their cholesterol, and all that. And again, we're not saying it cures, but it's definitely a great aid and has
go to
made a
your doctor,
difference.
and if the doctor says that your blood work is coming out such that you don't need to be on medication, we think that's wonderful.
Yep.
We definitely are going to try to help you with that. So now, I know you talked about earlier in our conversation that you do like coffee, but you use some things to mix with your coffee on occasion. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Right. So there's some mornings now, with the winter approaching, I don't always want to drink something cold, so I want to warm up the body. whether it's tea or coffee. And I know for some people, there's some people that drink coffee because I think it helps regulate them a little bit. We could say that.
That's
I mean,
true.
for some people that works. Coffee, I can have 1 cup. Any more than that, it's the acid that bothers me. So in the mornings, what I'll do sometimes is we have a 2-pot coffee maker. I'll make my coffee, but what I do to make it taste better is I actually add my vanilla shake to it.
Oop.
So now it's like I have this coffee latte that I love. It's given me the protein that I need to start my day because I am not someone, I'm not a big breakfast person. I can't eat that early in the morning. So on my way to work, this is what I drink on my way to work, and it gives me that kickstart for the day. There are days, again, now summertime, I'm not always drinking coffee. So going back to the energy that we had, what I'll do is I'll make a smoothie in the morning, and I'll put my energy right in that smoothie, and that gives me that kickstart.
Yeah, the thing you want to look for in a protein shake, because you know this is kind of my domain. I'm the science geek over here.
Right.
Is that the whey shake is an excellent form of protein. Okay, a lot of other companies will add casein to it because they're trying to get the protein up. It's not a very good protein. Doesn't really work that well. And the other thing that gives people that bloat is usually the lactose. These are both lactose and casein free. They're also, you notice it says non-GMO, okay? The reason we could say that is because the whey comes from cows that are from New Zealand. New Zealand is a non-GMO country, so the grass that
They
they're
don't
eating...
use that bad stuff.
Right. Well, most of this country is genetically modified grass, so you can't say it's a non-GMO if the cow is eating genetically modified grass, right? So the other thing is this protein is cold processed, not air filtered. So it does not denature the protein. So the protein that's there has more integrity, for lack of better terms. It's going to be more bioavailable. Your body's going to be able to metabolize it a whole lot better.
And it's what, 24 grams of protein?
24 grams of protein, which and 150 calories. And you could mix this with...
That's nothing.
Yeah. And people say, well, I'm trying to, watch my calories and all this kind of stuff. It's not just the calories. It's the hormonal effect of the food you eat. And we know that protein helps to keep your metabolism up, right? And it helps to satisfy you, so you're not going to have that hunger and cravings if you eat a healthy protein.
But I am going to say this. If you do have... give me that back.
Sure, you can take it.
If you do have that sweet craving, now there's no sugar.
Sweet with stevia. Right?
Yeah, it's sweetened with stevia, which is a natural plant. But this chocolate, we actually had this revised. This is our new chocolate shake. And let me tell you, you can mix this with water. It tastes like a delicacy. It is like so smooth.
Right.
So even with a little bit of milk or whatever. And again, see, I'm one of those that I'm always trying different things. I would use a little bit of milk, a little bit of water, but I basically use water, and it tastes phenomenal.
Yeah, I use a little bit of coconut milk. Again, I'm just trying to get my calories up a little bit because I'm trying to create, somewhere along the line, I'm trying to get up to like a 300 or 400 calorie meal. 150 calories for me with my metabolism, the size, the amount of muscle mass I'm carrying, it just doesn't satisfy me. Right. But as much as I like the whey, this is actually my favorite. This is the vegan shake. Okay, now you don't have to be a vegan to enjoy vegan shake. Okay, you're going to get your servings of fruits and vegetables in this, which is really, really important.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, this is my favorite because I like the flavor the best.
You do?
And yeah, I do. And again, this is another one that's been reformulated, so the taste is tremendous. This is about as clean a shake as you possibly can get. Now, right now, we don't have the certified organic label on the shake, and the reason for that is this. I'll be quick with this.
Yes.
It has to go. It's brand new. It's just been reformulated. It has to go through 3 batches, which is 3 testings. After the 3rd test, and it's going to test because, again, we use all organic products. It's going to come out with the certified organic label, which is really good. The other thing our products are going to carry is something called informed choice. And for sport.
So excited about that.
And this is really, really important because we have a lot of people that are competitive athletes that use our products, whether it be the shake, the energy, the hydrate, the sleep strips, whatever, when we talk about it. Informed choice tests every single batch that comes through before it goes out to the consumer. And it guarantees that the things that it says on the label are actually in the label, and the things that aren't on the label aren't in it. And that's important because if you're a competitive athlete and you get caught taking a synephrine product, natural or unnatural, doesn't matter, it could be disqualification. So we don't want that to happen.
And in this vegan shake, so you know it's pea protein, brown rice protein, and hemp.
That's correct. And it has chia seed and flax in it.
Oh, yeah, the chia seed is key.
Now, a lot of people come back to me and they say, Mike, I can't do a vegan shake because there's just too much fiber in it and I have trouble, digesting that fiber. Well,
so what do we do?
Well, there you go.
I'll tell you what I
Go
do.
ahead.
Again, I'm the mixologist.
Right.
I do... This does get a little bit heavy for me, so I'll do half a scoop of the vegan, half a scoop of the vanilla. Mm-hmm. You could do half a scoop of the chocolate.
And that works perfectly because both sources of protein are excellent. Mm-hmm. But the scientists at ID Life said, why don't we put a digestive enzyme in there? So it'll help to break down the fiber, and that way it's easier to digest. Mm-hmm. Now, the one thing I won't get into it too much because we're going to talk about it with the next product, why fiber is so important. Fiber is the only food source that gets from your mouth down to your lower GI tract, to your large intestines, intact. Protein is basically broken down in the stomach. Fats and carbohydrates are mostly broken down the upper part of the small intestines. But we're all that good gut bacteria that we're always talking about, the healthy gut bacteria, it lives in your large intestines. And it wants to eat too. It needs a fuel source. You have to feed it. So fiber is the only thing that gets down there intact without being digested to where that good gut bacteria lives. Now, with that being said, why don't we talk about this next revolutionary product that I know that you love and that I love too. And we'll tell you why we love it.
And again, reformulated.
Brand new formulation. Mm-hmm. So those who've tried it before, who felt a little tickle or cough, that's been removed.
Now, it's called Slim Plus, but don't let the name fool you. This wasn't made just for you to lose weight, although it will help you because of digestion again. Right. And, a lot of people don't like to talk about regularity, but...
You do.
Well, I do. I know. I talk about it all the time. I don't care. I have no pride.
We should throw Tori under the bus right now, too.
But it's important. You have to eliminate. You don't want to hold anything in. You have to regulate. Otherwise, your body's going to store all this stuff as fat and everything else. So, but Slim Plus, it helps with digestion because there's a prebiotic built right into the formula. Mm-hmm. It also, again, helps with mental clarity, energy, and it also enhances your mood, and that's again because we have tyrosine in it.
Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. We have the chromium that you talked about.
Right.
Is in there.
That helps with sugar metabolism. That's important.
Which is what you want. Mm-hmm. So it actually, when you increase your mental mood and everything else, we talked about this before, you think when you're having cravings, because we said cravings are from the mind, hunger is from the gut.
That's right.
Drinking, it definitely takes those cravings away. You don't want to eat that much. You're just not craving it because you're really more focused on what you're doing, kind of.
Well,
you don't even realize it's happening, actually.
Right. There's a coffee pot in every office in America, and it's there because around 10 o'clock, you've had breakfast, you're really not hungry, but your blood sugar starts to drop a little bit, and you're looking for any way to get that back up because you're trying to perform at work. You're trying to keep that mental energy and that mental clarity going, especially if you have a meeting coming up or you have a conference that you're part of. So you're going to opt to try to get more caffeine in, right? Try to get more coffee in.
And then you could be like this.
That's true. And you're also, a lot of times you're like, well, maybe I should eat something too. And your body's not looking for calories. It's looking just to be sustained, keep that blood sugar sustained, keep that mental energy sustained. So the tyrosine, again, I mentioned it before with the energy, the tyrosine is a very expensive amino acid that a lot of companies won't work with because they have no good way of formulating it into the product and making it cost effective. However, ID Life has the ability to do that. Okay? So the tyrosine really helps with that increase of dopamine, which is mental clarity and mental energy, and the mood enhancement is because it increases serotonin. Okay, so it's really, really important. Again, this does have some caffeine in it from the green tea, which you talked about earlier, which is so important. And it really helps with the hunger and the cravings.
Right.
But mostly the cravings, because again, when your mental energy starts to drop, you're going to have cravings to go for the coffee, go for the donuts, the candy, the food bar, the whatever's available, people are going to grab. Now, in addition to this, we talk about the power couple. And by the way, this is how it comes, so you can see what that looks like. It comes in a little...
Yeah, it comes in a strip. And again, I don't use the whole thing all the time. So you have to figure out what works best for you.
Right.
I mean, you do the shot.
I do it. I take this, and it suggests that you put it into like 12 ounces of water. I put it in like 6 ounces of water.
Wow.
And I drink it like a shot.
Yeah.
So, but that's the way I like it. Now, this is good at 10 o'clock. I'm telling you, at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon, this is my lifesaver.
What would it say? 10 and 2 or
10 and 2 for a better you, 11 and 3 might be better for me. Yeah, I like that.
So, but that's what it is. Again, everybody has their own thing going on. So, listen to your body.
Right. Now, the
key.
thing that accompanies this, and of course, I didn't bring it with me, but that's all right.
I have it.
You have the lean? Oh, okay, there you go. Someone was thinking.
Lean and mean, baby.
Okay, so what is so important about the lean? Do you want to talk a little bit about branched chain amino acids?
Yeah, BCAA, baby. So your branched chain amino acids, okay, they basically readily help break down the food into glucose, okay?
Well, yeah, actually the branched chain amino acid itself is a protein, and it breaks down into glucose to feed your brain and nervous system, because what is suffering when you're fatigued and tired and losing your mental clarity is your brain. Right? So
brain needs glucose.
It's the number one fuel source your brain will use for energy. So the nice thing about this is that the Slim Plus helps with the mental clarity and the mental energy. This helps to keep your blood sugar stable.
Right.
Because that way you'd be able to continue to focus and work. So what I do is I take one of the Slim Plus, and I'm a bigger guy. I use 4 of the lean at 10 o'clock, 10, 11 in the morning, and then I take it definitely 3:30 in the afternoon. And that allows me to cruise through the rest of my clients. It allows me not to lose my edge, which is important. I'm getting too far away from the microphone. I can't hear myself. And it also allows me not to run off to 7-Eleven or Wawa for that coffee and that food bar that I really would like to have. But again, I'm trying to maintain my health. I'm trying to maintain my weight.
And you're keeping your focus.
Right. And it's better for me. And again, with my digestion, right? So many times, we even have like a kid's probiotic now, because even some kids have trouble with elimination because they don't really eat that well.
Oh, exactly.
And again, during the holidays, you're drinking a little more alcohol than you should. You're eating a little more sugar than you normally would. You're not eating enough fiber in your diet because you're out eating at cocktail parties and stuff. So take this, and it'll really help tremendously.
Well, yeah, the prebiotic is definitely going to feed your gut, and that's what you need. The lean, though, what we also found out, you can take lean at night to even help you sleep.
We should talk about sleep next, because again, people are all stressed out. Maybe they had a little too much to eat, too much to drink, and they're having trouble falling asleep and staying asleep, right?
Sleep in general really wreaks havoc on your health. Not only that, it tends to force you to gain weight, because your body isn't getting the rest and repair that it needs. So the company came out with what we call our sleep strip.
Oops.
And it's only three ingredients. Your melatonin, your L-theanine, and your 5-HTP, which is a mood enhancer, mood stabilizer. What's so wonderful about this, it's definitely not habit forming whatsoever. It helps put you into a nice deep REM sleep. Now, there are nights, and I will be honest, where my brain just won't shut off, and I have to take 2 of these, with you have no grogginess when you wake up. There's no after effect. You're not waking up in the middle of the night and like streaming out for something, because I know other people that have taken Ambien and they sleepwalk and they eat, and it's very dangerous. Right. It got to the point where one of my clients, fell down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
But what's also great about this, not only it's like a Listerine,
Like a,
mint strip.
a cellulose strip, exactly.
Yeah, so it's minty. So not only that, you wake up with fresh breath.
That's
Who
a
hates
bonus.
that?
That's a double bonus.
You know?
So, for I give a lot of credit to Dr. Quintera. Okay, came up with this formulation of the sleep strip, which is again the 5-HTP and the L-theanine, which is the precursor to serotonin. You need serotonin to make melatonin, and serotonin drops your cortisol down. Cortisol is your stress hormone.
Right.
So you can control cortisol. You can help someone fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, the lean is the branched chain amino acids, which is the glucose to keep you from waking up because your blood sugar is unstable.
Right.
And the last thing he suggests is taking something called hydrate. Hydrate is high in magnesium. Magnesium also helps you to fall asleep and stay asleep. So if you take all three products together, it'll really help with the unstable blood sugar and the anxiety or the stress, the cortisol that would normally wake you up.
Right.
So that's our recommendation for people who maybe had a few too many drinks that night and you really want to get a good night's sleep. Come back and hit yourself up with this. The other thing is the hydrate. What is that going to do? It's going to hydrate you too. And most people have a hangover the next day because they're dehydrated.
Okay, guess what I do?
Uh-oh, here it comes.
And this is the truth. So, everybody likes to drink wine, right? I now mix my hydrate in my wine. So it's almost like a wine spritzer. So instead of using seltzer or soda or something like that, I use hydrate.
Wow.
I'm not into the fizz.
Okay.
So, but it really makes a difference. You're not, because wine just goes down so easy, and it really is dehydrating.
Yeah. Well,
So that's my trick.
Of all the forms of alcohol, wine is probably the best for you. But that's
Yeah, but there's a lot of sugar in wine, and then
Well, it comes from grapes, and grapes have sugar,
yeah.
right?
So again, this cuts down the sugar load. It's not too sweet. Again, everybody has their own thing. I'm just a real mixer.
The key of what we were really trying to do tonight
Right.
was, we weren't just sitting here tonight just trying to promote our products. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to take the issues that people have,
Right.
and we're trying to give you solutions that are easy to use,
Right.
very duplicatable. It doesn't take a lot of brain work. You just have to kind of follow the system. So again, in the morning, the energy replaces some of that coffee or the lattes or the frappuccinos, that kind of thing, which are loaded with sugar.
Yeah, that's
Right?
what all this is. It's cutting down. The sugar is the worst thing for you. This offers you glucose. It's not sucrose. It's not lactose. It's not the hidden sugars that you find in so many products that are out there. It's just horrible. I mean, you watched a documentary on it the other night. This guy was eating what he thought was clean, eating low-fat products and this and that. Well, there's more sugar in low-fat products. So
That's
you
right.
have to be very mindful. You really have to read the labels and be careful with what you do. And he still exercised, worked out, and ended up putting on, 20-something pounds in a short amount of time, not eating sugar.
Right. Well, you know what it is?
What he thought was sugar.
Yeah, he thought,
Yeah.
but it turned out it really was.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of wrap up because we're up against the clock here. But I just wanted to say that if you have any questions or concerns, please comment to us.
Definitely.
We'll get back to you. Please like and share these because I think, especially around the holidays, people might like to get this information.
Right. And this isn't meant to overwhelm you. Again, just start with one thing, just
Right.
one little thing that you feel you need the most help with. It might be sleep. It might be, your cravings. Just don't get overwhelmed. Start with something that you can handle.
Absolutely.
All right.
So just get back to us, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And again, we
Right.
did the DNA earlier in the episode prior to this, so don't forget about that because that's also available.
Right. We can definitely guide you through, so you can message either one of us, and we'll be very happy to help you.
Absolutely. Well, I want
right.
to thank you again. It was fun tonight.
Yeah.
We really got a chance to talk.
good.
We want to thank you for joining us. So I guess we can wish people happy holidays.
Oh no, we'll be back after that. Before that.
All right.
But yeah,
That's
but,
true.
But be strong coming into the holidays.
That's
all
right.
All
Okay.
right.
Great.
All right. Love you guys. See you
Take care.
soon.
We'll see you real
Look
soon.
for us live. Okay. Love you.
Bye-bye.